Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, Dr. Yukon Suckit. And today I'm broadcasting from my secret underground headquarters. And what am I bringing you today? I am bringing to you a deck that is referred to as Devil's Scute. Devil Scute. I think I mentioned it yesterday. I'm on a binge of trying to find a decent deck that has Devilish Valet in it. And this is probably not it, but I did find it to be an interesting deck. So I decided, let's play it. Let's see how this works out. Found it over at Aetherhub today. Aetherhub is where this came from. You can find the deck list in the description below. So let's take a look, get it up on the block, check out what's got its guts, and then we'll play it and see how well it performs. So on the low end here, we've got Dig Up, which is 1 mana to go and get from your library a basic land, reveal it, and put it into your hand, and shuffle. If you happen to want to pay, it looks like 4 mana instead, you can get any card from your library. You don't have to reveal it, but you still have to put it into your hand. So mostly this is being used for, it looks like, ramping, just to go get another land. We got Azusa's Mini Journeys, which is a saga, and on the first turn you get to put an additional land into play. On your second turn you get 3 life, and then on your third turn you get Likeness of the Seeker herself, who is a 3/3, and whenever she becomes blocked, you untap up to 3 lands that you control. We have Devilish Valet, which is the only red card in this entire deck. I think the deal is someone just took a green ramp deck or something, one that tries to make use of Scute Swarm, and threw Devilish Valet in there, which really it's pretty much all I would do anyways, because I think that's the whole deal, is that you're looking what's ways you can get a lot of creatures out in the same turn, so that way you can continue to double and double and double what Devilish Valet's abilities are. And Scute Swarm was the idea. So that's the thing about Devilish Valet. He's kind of lame as he is, but he's got trample, he's got haste. He comes out with does 1 point of damage, right? But for every time a creature comes into the battlefield under your control, until the end of the turn, you double Devilish Valet's power. So with the first creature, he becomes a 2. The second creature, he becomes a 4. The third creature, he becomes an 8. And then after that, he becomes a 16, right? So the question is, how can you get that many creatures to come out on turn together? And I guess the answer was Scute Swarm. We'll get to Scute Swarm in a second. So in Field Trip, we've got 3 mana to search your library for a basic forest card, put it into the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. And then we get to learn. We'll look at the sideboard in a little while. Now let's get to Scute Swarm. So Scute Swarm is 3. You get a 1/1 bug, essentially. And landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you create a 1/1 insect token. So there's a creature. If you control 6 or more lands, then you create a token that's a copy of Scute Swarm, which means then every time that it comes out and you put out another land, then each of them is going to produce another Scute, and it just goes crazy. So provided that we can get up into the 6 mana category pretty quickly, then we can start making massive use of Scute Swarm, which will make Devilish Valet go crazy. All right, so we've got Topiary Stomper, who is a 4/4 vigilance, and when it enters the battlefield, you get to go look for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield, and shuffle. It cannot block or attack unless you control 7 or more lands. But I can tell you, we're going to be grabbing lands like crazy. Hopefully, we'll be able to get to this guy sooner than later. We got Wrenn and Seven. Wrenn and Seven is green ramp incarnate. The +1 is reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put all land cards revealed this way into your hand, the rest into the graveyard. For 0, you can take any number of land cards in your hand and put them into the battlefield tap. So if you can get a lot of lands in your hand one way or the other, you can use the 0 ability on your next turn to slap them all down, which if you had a bunch of Scutes out, would make them all go crazy, which would make Devilish Valet go to crazy town. So it's all a big unending chain of, something makes lands, lands make Scutes, Scutes make creatures, creatures make the Devilish Valet go crazy. He's got trample and can just go for it. Even he's got haste, you can just slap it out there, throw down some lands, go, and then what can they really do about it? He also has the ability to put out a Tree Folk, which is his creature whose power and toughness is equal to the number of lands you control. In this deck, it depends what you got going on. Otherwise, that may not be the most important thing you're going for. If you got a bunch of Scutes ready to go, the land revealing and land slamming down, that's really kind of what you're looking at there. Lastly, at the high end here, we've got Cultivator Colossus for, what is that there, 7. And its power and toughness is equal to the number of lands you control, which is equal to, the tree folks over here. But even more so, let's see. When it enters the battlefield, you may put a land card from your hand into the battlefield tapped. If you do, you draw a card and repeat this process. So you can just keep drawing and putting things down. He really helps you with getting those lands out, hopefully, if you can just keep drawing lands. How many lands do you have in this deck? Let's find out what it says over here. We've got 33 lands. So there's a lot of lands. 33. There's 20 basic lands by themselves. Now the Brokers Hideout and the Cabaretti Courtyard and the Riveteers Overlook, all of these, as soon as they come into play, they are a land, and then they sacrifice immediately. And then you go get another land, and you put them into the battlefield tapped. So that means that for each one of these, that's going to be 2 landfall events, which is fantastic if you have your Scute out. The thing is, a Scute's the only thing that makes use of it, so you got to try to time this thing right. In Evolving Wilds, you can put it out at any time, and then later on, you can always activate its sacrifice ability to go look for things. But none of these cards are good for mana. So they're just good for going and searching for other mana sources. But at least they basically create 2 landfall events whenever you're ready. All right, so on the sideboard, we have Environmental Sciences times 4, which is where you go get more land from. So we are desperate to get land. I've never seen, even in pure ramp decks, I've never seen this much ramp and land. We got Introduction to Prophecy. And we've got, so that will allow you to draw 2, scry 2 and draw 2, or draw a card. Introduction to Annihilation, which is target player exile target land. Let me say this again. Exile target non-land permanent. Its controller then draws a card. So pretty sweet. I can live with that. It's 5 colorless. And lastly, Fractal Summoning, which is you create a 0/0 green and blue fractal. You put +1 counters on it equal to X. So if you got enough mana, you could just dump stuff into him. Now, Fractal Summoning has 0 protection. Kind of reminds me of something worm or whatever from a while back ago, where it had Indestructible. God, I love that thing so much. God, I loved it. Indestructible, and you just jammed mana into it to make it as many +1/+1 counters as you could. It could still be wiped out with a good exile, but other than that, I think it was kind of protected. I loved it. All right, so here it is, the Devil's Scute, because it's all about Devilish Valet and Scute Swarm. Everything else will kind of work too, between the Topiary Stomper and the Cultivator Colossus, and potentially Wrenn and Seven putting out a Tree Folk. You got some beef there. But everything else is just mana, 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 mana. So let's go see how this works. Subscribe. And we're playing against Lord Riberio. Okay. Nice to see we have some royalty around here. Somebody from the noble classes. Well, look at that. We got a bunch of land. Field Trip, Scute Swarm, Cultivator Colossus. Let's keep it. I mean, everybody knows at this point you have to kill Scute Swarm. You cannot let it live. So I'm not expecting it to do fairly well. I got nothing green. Yeah, I'm going to do this just so I can... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even watch that green come in. I just wasted a double landfall over that one. Let's see if our friend here is playing anything. Because here's the deal is that I can wait until we get up to 6 before I put Scute Swarm out. What do you got there? An interesting land. Bloodline Tender. Is it pre-tender? Fun, I'm playing with a lot of fractals, apparently. Okay, let's Scute Swarm it. I'm just a bug. It's nothing to worry about. Right. Put out a little red action there. We'll scoot. Oh, stinking stink jade. Doctor Suck It. You need to remember, don't play mana first. What are you looking at here? 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, we're not in a great position here. Because I'm not blocking with my Scute Swarm. That's all I got going on. Nope. Alright, so I'm going to try to beef up, get some insects out there. Fortunately, I can't get to 6 yet. Only best I can do is 5. That's Topiary. Well, now we actually kind of do it, wouldn't it? There we go. I got a double Scute. No attacks. What does this guy do? I need 7 to be able to block with it, so I'm gonna have to sacrifice the Scutes, unfortunately, to be able to live. Maybe I can just block 2 of them. Alright, so we'll put out Evolving Wilds, and we will pop it. Yeah, let's go for green, it's fine. And let's go ahead and field trip up. Green sounds perfectly good. And I'm going to exile something. Except I don't have any mana to do anything with it. No attacks. Cool. Alright, now I got a truckload of blockers. I wish I had my Fiendish Valet out. That would be pretty sweet. Let's see what happens. Are they going to play anything trinky? Look at them, they got 3 mana. That's crazy. I guess I could have doubled up on that 2. I kind of want to just keep my Scutes around for the moment. This should be interesting. I got 3 mana to throw down. Well, I do have a land to put on the battlefield. Well, look, I got another land to put on the battlefield. And I got another land to put on the battlefield. And I got another land to put on the battlefield. There we go. I got 16 blockers. All right, I'm good. You just have to have some sort of evasion. You'd be able to smoke me right now. No, that's not good. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I got 5 more. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 1 more. Come on. All right, we're good. And we win! Devil Scute without the devil. Subscribe. And we're playing against Vargr, because they can't afford a second vowel in their name. Land. Topiary Stomper, Wrenn and Seven. Alright, let's keep it. Keep. This guy's totally into green. Ah, the Devilish Valet, finally. I'll tell you what, we gotta go get ourselves some red. Of course, it'd be really nice to have a Scute available. Alright, we're up to 3. And black does not make me feel good about our potential here. Topiary Stomper. Alright, we're up to 5. I need 7 for the Stomper. Tree folk up. I still need 7 to be able to make use of our friends, so let's just go in for nothing, since that likeness is still all summoning sick. And we win for no particular reason, just because we look too powerful. Subscribe. And we're playing against Ragnar 108. It's very much like the last name we just played against. Alright. What do we got? Pretty much the same in hand as last time. Let's go for it. 1. Azusa. 2. Black's gonna get us killed. Let's just do it. Let me just ramp for it then. Here's a land. Here is the next land. I'll grab a red just in case. We're up to 5. I am going to decline. Good, I'm scooted up. That's a whole lot of stuff that can't move in one turn, huh? Time to wipe the board. Let's go, Ragnar. All right, so I am going to Wrenn and Seven. Wrenn and Seven is going to allow me to put any number of lands from my hand into play. 1 and 2. Go to town, Julie Brown. There we go. And then we shall send in Superboy. Cool. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. All right, we're going to learn something. We're going to learn about exiling non-land permanents is what we're going to learn about. There we go. Now's the time when he, blood on the snow. Blood on the snow. Oh no. What did I need 20 of them? There we go. Yeah, that's not cool. Yeah, that's a lot of life. I'll tell you what, you draw a card there, bud. I don't have blacks. All this is going to do is go get land for me. Might as well hold on to it. I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and tree folk up. And, yeah, whatever. I guess I have a reason for us to have more land. No! The devil. Where have you been at, Devilish Valet? Go teach Liliana what's what. Invoke Despair. There we go. Oh, everything was looking so good there for a second. I really can't do much with this other than probably go get some lands or something. This ought to be pretty cool. Yeah, wait. What I got here? 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'll be able to put out a 11, 11. Of course, Liliana's going to be a jerk about things. No! This is a pretty decent black deck. Doing what black decks are supposed to do. Yeah, that's not going to do it for us. Suck it! I'm not attacking it. Whatever. Alright, I gotta hand it to him. I mean, the black deck smoked me on Mihawk Massacre, man. Smoked me. Subscribe. Alright, so here is Devil Scute. The biggest problem with Devil Scute is getting the Scute when you got a Devil, or getting the Devil when you got a Scute. The two of them do not like to hang out at the same time. I think that's a big problem. Yeah, that's a big problem. I mean, the deal is that the deck is pretty decent on its own. You know, just ramping up like crazy. That Colossus, the Cultivator Colossus, fantastic. We had plenty of lands to pull. I like the way that they just kept coming into your hand. It's one of those situations where I actually kind of liked getting lands for the most part. I mean, in the last game, I was pulling lands rather than regular cards when I kind of needed it. But, I mean, what can you do? It didn't seem that bad more times than not. I kind of liked it. This deck definitely made use of all the lands it can get its hands on. Yeah, because like Wrenn and Seven can make use of tons of lands. Cultivator Colossus, tons of land. Topiary Stomper needs you to have at least 7. And I felt like I was still being, like that was still hard to get to. That he came out well before that could actually usually happen. Because I was playing him and getting him out for like the 5th mana generally. There's 0 protection. There's 0 control. So it's just like you're just hoping to outrace whatever they're capable of doing. Against any sort of a real control deck, you can get wiped out. And as you saw, that black deck with just the minimal of controls was just laying me flat. Maybe you could play around with the sideboard a little bit. This one's really heavy in environmental sciences. I don't think you need them. I really don't. The deck kind of handles it enough on its own. We needed more Annihilation, in my opinion. Maybe even a mascot exhibition. Just because when creatures are wiped out, it's nice to be able to restore those. And I can tell you, you're going to have the 7 mana sooner than later. That's a mid-game thing for this deck. You're going to have plenty of it. I didn't really think the deck was that bad. If anything, man, would I really change something out for, like maybe change out Dig Up for like a low-end Shock or something. Just something to do 2 points of damage. I don't know. I just felt like there was 0 control. And it would be really nice to have some ability. You know what would be great would be just to, like, where you take the other person's dude for 1 turn and just make it yours. That could really go a long way. With a little bit more red in here, maybe. So, okay, was this deck fun? Yes, it was super fun when you get things to trigger off. And I wish that Devilish Valet would be out when Scute was doing its thing. Because I gotta say, in the old times, I kind of gave up playing Scute because everybody knows you got to kill Scute Swarm. You got to kill it. But today, I don't know if it's just because the matching algorithm was putting me up against other like green decks that didn't have a lot of direct creature control. But Scute was able to live, and I was able to use the abilities of all of the mana gathering to just get that thing going and get up to 6 quickly, make a trillion little Scutes. But yeah, you just had to watch out for control. Control is going to smoke us that way. So yeah, it was fun. It's not competitive. But being that it is basically a landfall deck and it landfalls, I would give it high points for the theme. So I would say for just playing around and having fun, this is a great deck. You're not gonna make it to Mythic. But, you could probably get this thing to pull its trick off 50% of the time, I would guess. And it's going to be fun when it happens, because there's nothing better than having 100 little Scutes able to attack. I think maybe what would be more fun would be 100 little Scutes, and then you play Devilish Valet on that same turn. Well, you need to have Devilish Valet first. You flop Devilish Valet out, then you play a land which can maybe double pump, and then that makes like 1,000 little Scutes appear, which makes your Devilish Valet like 100 or something. That would be so glorious. So yeah, that's it. So I'm going to give this thing a B+, just because I think the fun ratio and the replayability of it is really high. I just think that, yeah, it's not going to win you any tournaments, right? So I hope you end up having as much fun with this deck as I did. That's it for now. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time. Later.